Hello everyone, welcome back to Clementine Creative. I'm Clementine and I'm back with another video. So today I have a retrospective for you, a video that has been requested. It's a 6-year retrospective, and basically what I'm going to do is the pictures are going to go on their own. There's a 5-second timer on each picture, and as I see a picture I'll start explaining the story behind how that picture helped me improve or how it all started. With that in mind, I guess we should go into this of course with the first image being my very first manga drawing. So this is it. Very bad quality. These images are very bad quality, but these are some of my first manga drawings I did after I started watching Bleach. That was 6 years ago, and I did a lot of redrawing. I started tracing a lot of Naruto, as you can see, and soon I started realizing why I like drawing so much, and it's because I could do things that didn't exist yet. For instance, here you see a lot of portraits that I drew of characters, but I later on started doing things like this, Naruto having a Byakugan. If you're familiar with Naruto series, you know what's going on here. The reason why I liked drawing that time was because I could take all my favorite characters and make them be whatever I wanted them to be. And soon after that, I started drawing my own characters as well, not just tracing. But of course, before that, it's fan art. You always start with tracing something. And as you can see, I was a big fan of Naruto and Hinata being together, and I drew that all the time. But of course, through time, it became better, and I wanted to start doing my own stuff. Start developing things that don't exist yet. So, when that phase came, let's just wait for the picture. Here it is. I started, of course, first combining elements of anime that I already knew, but then started, doing things on my own a little bit. So here I started practicing muscles, and a huge inspiration and help was Mark Crawley. I think you can recognize some of this work. It's actually from his video tutorials. When I found him, he was the one who helped me get on the track, and these tutorials really helped me out. Here you can even see me. That was like one of the first Inuyasha drawings I did. And all of this actually started, I guess if I tell you the story of how I started drawing, before I do that, here's a picture of my characters. So these are my characters when I first started developing a manga series called Black Wolf, or Wolf Boy or something like that. And of course, that's what kind of happened there too. Of course, here now you see me starting to actually scan some pictures in, already getting better, and trying to do, manga, trying to do just inking and not just pencil, so that's what I was kind of doing. So I'm gonna let some of these go until I tell you the story of how I actually started drawing. So I always used to draw for my brother when he was in high school, but then one day that ended, and I didn't draw at all for a period of time. Until this girl in school, actually, we started talking about Inuyasha, and as we started talking about Inuyasha, she once asked me if I watched Bleach, and of course I watched Bleach, and we hit it off. That was 8th grade. I was in 8th grade back then, and that girl is actually now my girlfriend. So it's been quite a journey with her, I would say. I think she helped me get into drawing. I don't think if I ever met her, I doubt that I'd go into drawing. So she was a huge inspiration for that. So here you basically see me doing drawings. Here's actually the Wolf Boy when I started drawing, and now the page after a couple of years. And of course, this is still old drawings. From first year of high school, I think. I started finally using Photoshop because when I went for a graphic designer, we learned about Photoshop, and I was actually able to Photoshop some of these. Of course, scan them in and use some multiply options on them. And I was pretty satisfied here. I think the progress that I had made was, I was very satisfied with it. And at this point, I started realizing that, hey, what I like doing is characters, but I always liked drawing them, just like you see now, but I never really realized that I just like drawing characters. So I don't really like drawing environments or anything like that. I really enjoy drawing characters, but I did struggle with proportions, as you see in this drawing and on a lot of different drawings. You can see that I still struggled with proportions, but with a lot of practice, in the second year of high school, which is now 3 years ago, I was able to come this far. So hugely inspired by Fairy Tail here, and my entire art style has been at a really powerful degree, I would say, inspired by Fairy Tail. Of course, these are a little bit shittier quality here, but of course, I started improving, and the picture you're gonna see now is the last one I did on paper. This is the last one I actually did on paper. Of course, right now you're gonna see one more, but the previous one was the last one. I started coming up with some interesting characters. And then in the third year of high school, I went into graphic design, and I started doing logo types, I started doing photo manipulations, web pages, you know, working with Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Photoshop, you know, photo manipulation you can see right now. And I did a lot of that, and it really interested me, and I'm glad it did, because I learned so much, and I can make logo types for my characters or for my projects on my own. I never have to pay anyone to do them for me. What you're seeing now, ladies and gentlemen, is my very first digital painting, and I used this with the smudge tool. This was the second one with a shitty Wacom tab that didn't even have pressure, and this desert concept art was the first painting I did with my Wacom Intius pen and touch. So that was the first tab that I ever bought. But as soon as I bought it, I realized that what I really want to do is characters. I started watching Mark Burnett, and this picture came from watching all of his tutorials. I realized that my true passion is characters, but this is 2 years ago, what you're seeing now, and you're gonna see the progress of 2 years in digital painting. You'll see how far you can get if you work as much as I did, which was not that much. There were times when I worked hard, but there were times that I was lazy, and I try to balance those two out, but this is how far I've gotten. I've enjoyed every single part of drawing journey, because I never thought of drawing as something that I have to do. I always wanted to do it, and the more I did it, the more fun it became. I had so much more work, and I sadly lost it all on my old laptop that I sold. So that's kind of how it is now. Here you're seeing some projects that I did for some people from America. Sadly, I lost contact, but I still have contact, but I don't actually write to them. Somehow along the line, I was overwhelmed with work, and I just never really contacted back. Not because I wouldn't want to. It was more of a time, and now I feel really weird, and I try to stay, you know, stay clear, I guess. I don't want to cause any inconvenience. And right now, what you're seeing now, Eclipse project. This is the project that changed my entire life. It's set in stone exactly what I wanted to do in the future. Here you can see I am a lot better at digital painting. All these guns look way better. This line art is way more solid here. Digital painting, this was the end project for my 4th year of high school graduation year. We have to make a project, and my project was an art book for an imaginary game. And I am so proud of this project. This thing really set the path for me. It really said, hey, you should do character concept art. And because of that, I am now giving it my all. And Eclipse project truly did bring all the things that I had done, you know, in a year. And in a year, I came to this point, basically. And this project truly was a good thing. And this is 1 year ago, when I basically started having this huge break where I didn't go to school. I started doing all the concepts I'd drawn in school. And these are just some you're seeing just before I started a YouTube channel. And now comes a painting that you saw. This is the first painting on my YouTube channel, Ashley's. It was for the introduction video, and all of these now are going to be familiar to you because you already saw them. What I want to say that in these 6 years of drawing, I think I've improved incredibly. I could have improved so much more, but you know, with so much more work, of course. I enjoy drawing, and if you ever feel like you're not improving, just look at all old stuff. I got so much stuff that I could show you. I mean, on my Facebook, I have a bunch of drawings from when I was still young, and you can see the progress. You can truly see that I improved so much. I've become a completely different person since then. But yeah, this video is slowly coming to an end. We have about half a minute left, a little bit more, but you know, this is my retrospective. I know the pictures went by a little bit fast. I'm not sure if I talked about the things that you wanted me to talk about, but you know, hopefully you like this video. You get to see a little bit of my journey. remember, everybody starts out shitty. Nobody starts out as a pro. So if you ever feel like you're not improving, remember, you're always improving. Again, I want to say thank you for watching these videos. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this retrospective, and I'll be back with another video next time. Bye. A little bit afraid of tackling it. I wasn't sure what I would do. Again, like I said before, line art is one thing, but painting it is a completely different thing.